Nugget.
Ugh.
Nugget shivers a lot. Um,
So this is why I commonly state that no matter how people dress it up or how people try to switch it up, they are going to be who they are at the end of the day. And this person here showcased exactly the person that they are at their core. How it is that you have a small dog, you have an animal in your arms that you've had for the longest time possible, and you named them, you specifically named them, you know how to spell it, everything. And you call them Nugget, right? No problem. But then, for whatever reason, when you're on video and you decide to look directly at your dog and you're about to pick them up, you decide to say something else. And then you try to erase that away as if it didn't happen, or you just try to shrug it off as, oh, whatever, nobody really heard it. It wasn't really, what it was. And then you try to continue on by talking about the dog. And even then, you still had a face where it was like, man, I really sat up there and said that. I can't believe it, yada yada yada, and try to quote unquote look uneasy and look around and then try to laugh it off. And like I said, at the end of the day, people will show you who it is that they are. Some people will sit up there and say, well, Seji, this person is just doing this in order to get, attention and yada, yada, yada. And you're playing directly right into the game. You're giving them right exactly what it is that they want. And you got us sitting up there talking about it when there's more pressing issues. You are possibly maybe right. But again, this person already has a social media presence way bigger than anything that I could even push directly in their direction. So the less than a percent of the attention that he's getting from this video is not going to amass to anything brand new that this person doesn't already have. So again, that point is directly to the side. It doesn't even matter. The point that I'm stating to people is that irregardless of how it is that you're trying to paint it, which in a sense sort of kind of is an excuse, you have a lot of these people that are doing this because they're showcasing to you how comfortable they are. They're giving you what it is that they've always wanted to give, but they just never had the correct energy, or they didn't have people or higher ups in existence to give them that emboldened, type of drive in order to do it. Remember, we saw this a few years ago. Some years ago during the pandemic, we saw people just like this and many others deciding that they wanted to go out on a rant. They wanted to, full out just go full force. It didn't matter if it was at home in front of somebody else's home. It didn't matter if it was at a grocery store. You just saw an abundance of this taking place. And America tried to sit up there and tell you like, oh, this isn't a problem. This isn't something that's indicative of America. These are just a few variables. This is not all of us, right? But then in the same breath, you have the black Republicans come out and sit up there and say, like, well, this is just small variables. These are just, people off their meds, whatnot, or whatever. But then they'll be like, you know what? But what I can say is the most racist people out here are black people. There, I said it. Black people, the black community are the most, right? They'll try to go off on that whole narrative, trying to flip the script because they're trying to feed the ego of the other side, who is feeding their pockets, lining their pockets, making sure that they can afford the 100,000 or the $1 million homes that they got, the Range Rovers, Mercedes Benz, the lavish trips, all of this stuff. But yet at the end of the day, this is how it has always been right here in front of you. The exact same people wanting to do the exact same things and say the exact same things in front of everybody for the whole world to sit up there and see how it is that they feel specifically about black people. Now, some people may sit up there and say like, oh, well, Seji, that word isn't indicative of black people. Anybody could be that. Really? Where are you getting this from? Where are you getting this from? Because if I look back in the dictionary, dealing with the 1800s, they're not going to categorize anybody Caucasian or anybody else by that name. If I look up other terminology and references of words that were primarily used for people of different ethnicities, that's not going to be used for the Asians, the Caucasians. That's not going to be used for the Africans. That's not going to be used for the peoples of South America as well. Again, or the indigenous people of Australia. It's not going to be used for any of those people. So it's primarily and specifically used for people who are Black American, people who are here, right? So again, like I said, I don't know what else to tell people. I just know that a lot of people, when it deals with videos like this, they want to slide by, or they want to give excuses. They want to say that there are bigger fish to fry and all this other type of stuff. I get it. I've been getting this for years. And for each and every one of those people that want to roll through the comment section and tell me that I should be focused on other stuff, maybe you should be focused on the things that you want to be focused on. The things that you feel are the utmost important to you, maybe you should actually focus on that. Make you a TikTok, make you an Instagram, make a Facebook, which I know you already have, make a Twitter, which I know you already have, make an IG, which I know you already have, and a YouTube, which you're clearly on and got a profile for. Why don't you get up there and start talking about the issues that matter to you, instead of being fearful that your job or whatnot is going to look at you differently or potentially fire you because of what it is that you are stating? Because one thing that I have noticed is that a lot of people that are afraid to talk, they're afraid to talk because they're still, quote unquote, working for the, as people would say, the system, and yada, yada, yada. And people don't want to lose their livelihoods and their jobs because they got a lot of people that depend on them. They got a lot of things they got to sit up there and support. But yet they want everybody else to take that initial risk for them and speak on the things that they want them to speak on. Crazy, ain't it? People want everybody else to talk about their important issues, but you're not willing to pay people for it. You're not willing to support people for it. Crazy. But like I said before, at the end of the day, I'm just, bringing awareness to the different things that are transpiring out here, so people can be made aware, and don't think that anything changed just because, quote unquote, a person has changed or changed something about them. They're still that person at their core.